Alright, we're back. Hi everybody, welcome back to another stream of mine, I guess is what I can just call it now. So I'm gonna play a little bit of FF14 in a minute. Well, I should just say a little later, these videos might be a little long. But I wanted to start off by, I guess getting settled in, warming up a little bit with, another little controversy. We saw the billboard ship from like over a month ago, and I caught up on that just a few days ago. Re-caught up on it along with some other things, but now something else is sort of, hold on, I gotta mute this. Somebody else has poked the hornet's nest in FF14 in recent times. Let me open my curtain properly. Apparently some Monka TOS shit happened that blew up a few days ago. And I know, this time I actually know nothing about it. It's gonna be my first time watching these videos and seeing what the hell's going on. So let's just get into it, shall we? Cheating in Final Fantasy XIV Ultimate. I have two videos I lined up on this same topic. Apparently somebody was caught cheating, I guess. Let me read the description. Have Final Fantasy XIV cheating and hacking software gone too far? Was Yoshi P right to ban all third-party tools from FF14? Well, let's see.
East-west dooms, go far.
Oh my god!
East-west dooms, go far.
Oh my god! Ah! What the fuck?
Shit, I should have said volume warning. I didn't think it was going to be that loud. Holy shit. I turned on the boost volume here because a lot of videos that are recorded straight from somebody's live stream, because everybody has different volume and audio settings for their mic and everything, usually most people sound too quiet. And so I just boosted the volume for that, but I didn't think he was going to start off by screaming like that, so I apologize. I don't even have headphones in, and I was almost about to be like, yo. So yeah, let me see what the hell happened, though. Morning.
Ah! What the fuck?
So was that the software telling him don't look? Is that what we saw, basically? What the fuck was that?
Look at this. Dude, look at this shit.
Dylan!
Here, I'm gonna circle. Dude, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna circle everything that's wrong with this. Alright? Okay. Where's my pin?
Tanks.
Okay. So as you can see, this is clearly what the fuck is all the hold on, I need a bigger pin, dude. I need a bigger fucking pin. Here we go. Alright, so what the fuck is this view right now? Look at this view. Holy shit.
I was about to ask, is that part of the mechanics of the game? Like, does that appear there? Like, what is that big thing in AoE that they're supposed to stand outside of, or what the hell?
Shit, I didn't even know out here existed.
So we had 3 subs and we did nothing but P1 and P2.
Okay, show death recap.
I would have literally called out.
Okay, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, but it was.
Alright. Okay, what the fuck is this, dude? Look at this insane map. This is next level map.
So did you get all your memes out last night?
This is a next level map. Okay, why does Thornton have a paddle? What does this say?
Doesn't it drive me insane by the end?
Yaoi? What does that say?
What?
Dude, look at this, man.
Maybe he's broom emote.
Yeah, why does he have a
Man, I
paddle?
want to see later into the fight. Here, let's see later into the fight. See later in here. Let's see Nidhogg. Oh my god, dude. Let's see Nidhogg. Holy fuck, dude. This is what the sin. Oh my god. Bro.
I feel like I would notice the cheating more if I actually knew the mechanics of this fight, but I obviously don't.
Dude, look down here! Oh my god! Dude, look at this shit! Bro, look at the map. Look at the map down here.
Yeah, to double check how much of the screen I'm taking up. I enlarged my camera a little bit, so give me a second. Let me open up my stream preview. Let me see. That might be, my webcam might be a little too big now. I realized last time I was looking at stuff like this, like my camera was way too small. Now it might be too big. I might have overcorrected. Oh no, I'm good. Yeah, I'm only taking up, if I'm right there to there. Okay, yeah, I think I'm good. Let me enlarge it just to be sure. Sorry for the echo. I could be a little bit smaller, I guess. Just a tiny bit, yeah. Let me fix that, because yeah, I was like, how big is my webcam? I might have overcorrected. I did. A little. I know, not relevant, but... There we go. Just a tiny bit. There. Okay, back to the video. The hell is happening here?
Watch the map.
Purple?
Dude, that's insane.
Oh.
Dude, what the?
I see what's going on. People are telling him to move the chat because the real cheating shit's happening in that corner where the chat is. On the lower right below where I am, I guess. Yeah, there's like a high-tech little map that's obviously a third-party tool. I was looking at the map over on the top right that you guys can't see, the in-game map, thinking that's what people were talking about. No. On the bottom right, there's a third-party tool map right there telling them where to go, I think.
Fuck. Dude, yo, don't use, dude, this is, what the fuck is going on? Yo, this is an alert. This is an alert. You see this? This is what a cheater uses, okay? Don't use this. This is TOS.
Did he say an alert? I think he messed up. This is an alert.
This is hella TOS. Yoshi P right now he's molding. Okay, he looks like me right now. Yoshi P is molding right now. Okay. Okay, let's see the next phase, dudes. Okay, see. Oh no, dude, look, I just want to point out all this shit over here. Look at this shit. What is this, a number? Number? Oh my god. There's numbers over the CD. Man, I wish those were, I mean, you should never use these.
He was about to say, I wish we had these. Those look pretty useful, actually. Yeah, having the cooldown number right on the icon. Who would have thought? And being able to see that many buffs on your party member, holy shit. But it's cheating. Don't do it, alright? I don't endorse this either. Don't do it.
I want to see this. I can't believe that it displayed on the mini-map, dude. This is OP. Dude, I want to see what the mini-map does.
Arrows are on ones only.
We all want to see what the minimap does. That's why your chat's telling you to move your chat. It's hard to see that shit.
Ones adjust. In
Dude, look on the map! Dude, look at the map, dude!
first. In. Out.
Dude, it tells you exactly where to stand. Like, pinpoint. You don't even need to just know. It's just like, oh, just look at my little dot. As soon as I'm out of range, I know I can stop moving and go back to DPSing. Holy shit.
Hey, look at the map. Oh my god!
Gonna be out first again.
Wait, look, there's a tether!
Fucking, yeah, this turns it into baby mode. Hell, I could do a Savage or an Extreme on my first try with something like this to help me out. Holy shit. I'm not planning on, no, I don't endorse this. I'm just saying if. I'm just saying if hypothetically, anyone, I think, used something like this, you could, like, first try a lot of Savage content, I bet.
There's a tether! What does that mean?
Bait. Out. In.
So it's not just the map, but also in-game icons above the heads of the players and that little tether thing he just pointed out. I guess that's not part of the game's mechanics.
Last bait.
Tank on Delta.
I just noticed the I was wondering what the hell those were. The hit circle has dashes on what part of the circle, like the hitbox for the enemy. What part of it is the flank? What part's the back? That's obviously it's hollow, duh. And what part's the front? Like it's got basically the X, but it doesn't go straight across through it. It just has the borders marked. So it's got little dashes, so you know when you're at the flank and the front and the back. For positional, basically.
1, 2, move.
Move. Towers. Tether at 4.
Oh, dude, even the tethers, they show up on the map. The tethers show up on the map.
Jason Alpha.
Holy shit. I don't want to see eyes. I want to see eyes.
Okay. What was that?
I want to see eyes.
Oh, focus.
Okay, remember DPS on red?
Wait, where's the map? Oh. Oh my god, the map switched. Yo, the map changed.
Hey, what the hell happened to it? Hold on.
I want to see eyes.
Okay. What was that?
I want to see eyes.
Oh, focus.
Did you just toggle it off? What the hell? Where'd it go?
Okay, remember DPS on red?
Wait, where's the map? Oh. Oh my god, the map switched. Yo, the map changed.
Nothing changed about the one on the top right.
Going out.
Bong.
If I saw anything different with that one, I'd turn off my cam or move myself over so you could see, but...
Pop
Wait,
tank.
what is this? What is this thing?
Good job. Get ready for dives.
What is this thing?
Melee first. Clockwise. Counter.
Oh. Bong. Okay. Okay, so they beat this part. Oh, we're back here now. Dude, this is insane. You know, man, I can't, dude, I can never play like this. Not because, like, I'm a TOS abiding citizen, but I did just, like, this is so weird to see this game like this, man. Yeah, it's like a mobile game. It's like a mobile game.
Okay.
I want to know what mobile games look like compared to FF14, so I'm not sure what you're talking about, but... Okay.
Look, the map went away.
Okay.
The map went away.
Nice. Good job.
I don't know what his GCDs are. I don't know, they're like down here or something. I don't know.
Alpha.
I don't know, this is crazy. Hold on. Yo, what is this? Alright, let's see
What
this
the
part.
hell's
I want to see this
happening?
part. I want to see this part. Dude, I love it. I love it when people complain about ACT or when they complain about UI mods because they have no idea how bad the shit really is. They have no idea the depths of like the fucking mods and shit that people do. People think UI mods and ACT is cheating. Those people are so naive.
After saying this, anybody who still says that is fucking crazy, dude. This is, it's literally like changing not just the little minimap in the bottom right, but the fact that it's changing even what you see on the screen happening in the game itself is crazy. This is cheating.
Oh no. Go ahead again.
I have right thunder.
Oh boy.
Go right here, go right here, go right here.
Oh boy. Oh my god. Holy shit.
I got Hypnos. I will vote and do Living Dead first.
Living Dead.
I'm pointing
Holy shit, they level like at 100 HP.
Yeah, I don't know what. Yeah, I think my computer just frame right. Sorry. It was very bad timing.
Do not heal me, I got it. Okay, I'm good now.
I'm gonna just vote now.
Yeah, you can just vote. Sure.
Hmm.
Okay, get ready for death. I'll remember Conga line.
Alright, Conga line, let's go.
3.
East, west domes, go far.
Oh my god! Ah! What the fuck? I knew it. I knew it.
It's literally telling him when not to look and where to look. Oh my god.
Be something. Dude, this is crazy.
East, west,
Don't
east,
look.
far.
Correct.
Correct.
Don't look.
Remember to look away.
Correct.
Okay, we got.
Oh, they still fucked it up. How do you fuck it up? How do you fuck that up?
Yeah, half the party's
Yeah.
wiped.
So who's the anchors? The dooms or the non-dooms?
What do you mean? Everyone's static.
Yeah, everybody's static.
Damn.
Except the, I mean, even the east
Damn.
The only, yeah, I mean.
Hold
the
on. Do
only
they?
real-
Do they?
That's even more embarrassing to have this many add-ons helping you out and you still fuck up. Holy shit.
Make it to
the
the final phase, man.
circles and
I
the
want to watch all this shit
crosses
again.
are not static.
Oh, it says P5. Oh, P5 prog. Okay, okay. Okay, well then I guess that was a good pull.
Arthur's. I gotta watch some of his videos too. Says, bro, what the actual fuck? This is sadly why we cannot have nice things. The person's Twitch channel got banned, by the way. I hope he gets banned in game too. Well, of course. Yeah, Twitch is also, when it comes to gaming, Twitch is, does not condone cheating in online multiplayer games. They don't give a shit about single player. Who does? Right? Just let people play single player games however they want. But this is an online multiplayer game, so of course they also got banned off Twitch for doing this shit. Alright, let's see if the next video can turn the boost off before the next one starts. Let's see and hope that the next video breaks it down a little bit more about what the hell is actually happening. I don't think so though. But it is long though. So.
Absolutely heinous cheating that I have seen with my eyes. Posted on Twitter by Arthars. Oh yeah, it's time to get mad. This is why we cannot have nice things. And I'm just gonna let you observe.
Okay, yeah, I just did the an audio check on Streamlabs. Yeah, this is too quiet. I have to use a boost, so headphone warning. If I don't use the boost feature on YouTube, I feel like it's way too quiet. Because if it's too quiet for me and I have my speakers at a normal volume and the YouTube volume max, then it's I can tell it's probably way too quiet for you guys too. But I don't know, I'll have to watch the VOD to see.
Absolutely heinous cheating that I have seen with my eyes. Posted on Twitter by Arthars. Oh yeah, it's time to get mad. This is why we cannot have nice things. And I'm just gonna let you observe this cheating in motion.
Oh.
This is Dragon Song Ultimate.
Disturb, you hit your
Hold on, let me actually make it so you can see it in the full screen.
twister.
Yeah, I didn't move that one time.
Look away. At least no one got gazed. That's good. We started with meteor 1. Yeah, perfect.
Nice.
No one got hit by gaze, so that's something.
Oh my gosh.
Died.
Well, of course, Square Enix is probably just gonna ban the players and that's it. I mean, the people are freaking out only because this was a hot topic like a few months ago about the whole third-party add-on thing, right? But I mean, Square Enix hasn't changed their stance at all. It's like all that drama that happened months ago was literally them just reiterating what their stance has always been, which is we don't condone any third-party add-ons, any at all. And they will ban people for doing it, especially if they're streaming it, because they're outing themselves by doing it. They're showing the evidence that they're doing it on stream, right? So I feel like, yeah, they're probably just gonna ban these guys, and the Twitch channel's been banned already, and then that's it. Like, that's as big as I think this is gonna get, because it's just another day of, well, yeah, this is against TOS, so they're banned. This is how it's always been. I think what people are freaking out about, though, is what happened months ago was, even though that's always been their stance, Square Enix kind of turned a blind eye to people streaming things like ACT, right? And people were kind of hoping to reconcile that and be able to do that without getting banned again. But now there's just no way, because people are doubling down and not just streaming ACT third-party add-ons, but all kinds of third-party add-ons instead now, like this. So the idea is basically people can't stream FF14 with third-party add-ons anymore at all, and definitely not after this. That's the big concern here. That's the big concern Doge or concern Frog, depending on what your favorite is. That's the big drama here, I'm guessing, is where this is going to go.
Anyways. Died anyways.
Oh.
But yeah. WoW vibes. Indeed. And then you look into the comment section, actually somebody posted something else, which I
That was because they died anyway.
already commented. You can see I'm already mad about it before I even started streaming today.
Purple.
Oh, let me move it so you can see this one better. Okay. So, here we go.
Purple.
Yeah. Do you see this? Look at the mini-map.
Delta.
Right, middle.
Yeah. How do they zoom out so much? Yeah, that's probably something else, actually.
I thought it was just because the window was smaller, you know? And then yeah, now that she mentions that, and I think Zeno said it too really quick, but I didn't quite, like, delve into it too much. They are super zoomed down, aren't they? That is something I wish I could do too, when it comes to, like, trials and raids. I'm like, why? I wish I could zoom out just a little further. I always feel like it's just not enough. Well, apparently third-party tools let you do that too. Which, again, I'm never going to use. I'm not saying to use them. I do not condone using them, alright? Don't shoot me. I'm just saying, I wish I could zoom out a little bit more sometimes.
I just can't believe what I'm seeing. Yeah.
Purple.
I love the minimap showing your exact location as a little pixel. It's like, oh, you're safe because you're over here, and he's gonna do this, just a cross, basically.
Yeah, if you're confused where's the cheating, because if you don't raid a lot, you might not notice it immediately. Here we see the strat. Like, this should not show either. It's not supposed to show. Extended camera zoom.
Delta.
Imagine being so bad at the game you need these things.
Right, middle.
Well, that's why, the thing is, it's like, you need these things because
Oh. So I'm guessing, I'm watching the little map, so I'm guessing all players need to reach those little circles to be safe from everything here?
you're using them. If you don't use them, then you will get better at the game and you won't need it.
Look, I'm learning to fight just from watching this, this cheater's, little third-party thing right here. It's like, oh, so you move there, then you move there.
Like, have a little bit of self-respect, honestly. So, we've known about the cheating add-ons that have been in PvP for a while. Here's one now. Oh, actually, here's another one from Ultimate that I remember seeing a little while ago. No, this is another one for Ultimate. It's not PvP, but regarding third-party tools, this is one of them. So this is another where it showed the orange circles in a fight where you're not supposed to be seeing these orange circles. It's added by it's put on there by an add-on in Ultimate.
So that basically helps you avoid the AoEs exactly and with precision when you're basically not supposed to be able to because you're not supposed to be able to see where they're going.
What's the point? Seriously, using these nullifies any achievement from completing the raid. I couldn't agree more. It trivializes the difficulty of the content that you're doing. I do not understand how someone could get joy out of doing this.
Yeah, but then the funniest part is they still fail anyway. They make it that much easier by using these cheating programs and they still fuck up and die and lose. It's like... And then they stream it so we can all laugh at them, so it's all good.
It shows the meteors coming down. Thanks for the clarification on that. But yeah, it does still illustrate the mod. It illustrates the point of the mod, what it does. To flex titles and weapons in Limsa, if you get an add-on that does this kind of shit for you, you don't even have to play the game. It is playing the game for you.
And I see where this might go too. I don't know if she's gonna go down this road or if her chat will, but aside from, oh, that's pretty vain, they just want to have weapons to show off in Limsa. And you might think, yeah, well, whatever, they're just being vain. Fuck them, right? Who cares? Well, vain or not, some of the people who actually worked hard for this stuff, you know, for these clears, who actually want to feel proud of their achievements and accomplishments, those accomplishments are now going to be completely diminished if people are getting away with this. Because now people who did this stuff legitimately are just going to be called out by jealous, envious people who don't believe them and say, you probably just used, you know, those cheater third-party tools I saw on Twitch that one time, so whatever. You made the content hell easy. And how do you know who to believe and who not to? How do you know who really earned that ultimate weapon and who didn't, right? And that becomes the problem there, is it trivializes the accomplishments of other people who actually worked hard for what they have, and then now they're probably all just going to be blanketed as, you know, blanket labeled as cheaters, and yeah, that's obviously going to upset the community quite a bit too. This is why, obviously, Square Enix doesn't allow third-party add-ons. Because of this kind of thing.
You don't need to watch for cues from the game. You don't need to listen to the audio cue or the visual cue. You're just waiting for the screen to flash to tell you exactly where to go. It's like getting in a self-driving car and sitting there with a little toy wheel. It's like when people give their kid a controller for the PlayStation, but the controller isn't actually plugged in to the PlayStation, and so the kid thinks that they're playing.
Yes. Dude, this makes me laugh because this actually happened during my childhood. I'll say that right now. This actually happened. Like, I actually, I gotta check stream mods real quick. There were some incidences where, like, we had, like, a very little kid who obviously they weren't even developed enough to, like, be able to actually properly play the video game, but they wanted to feel included. And so, like, one time, I think my mom actually got the controller cable, because they used to have wires and cables, before they were, wireless like they are now. And she put it underneath the Super Nintendo, right where the controller slot is, to make it look like it was plugged in, and the kid couldn't even tell from far enough that it wasn't plugged in because they were too absorbed into the TV and what was happening. So then the kid thought they were actually playing the game alongside the other person that was playing, and they weren't. But they couldn't tell. But that was just to placate them. That's literally what she's describing right now. I thought that was just something that happened to me. I don't know that was like an actual common thing to do.
People give their kid a controller for the PlayStation, but the controller isn't actually plugged in to the PlayStation, and so the kid thinks that they're playing because they don't understand that's not plugged in. So
I thought I was the only one that experienced that shit.
yeah, I don't understand this. I don't understand why people do it. It also, I think, God, it's very frustrating, honestly. I know that it also damages the social aspect of the game. Because going into a raid, part of that experience, at least for me, is like working together with other people to achieve victory. So that, like, as a team, y'all feel good about working together, maybe even you have a raid leader who's doing callouts, and those callouts are not going to be perfect, but that's something that a raid leader can pride themselves on doing. And you guys work together to finally achieve something that you spent time working on for a while. I feel like relying on this shit removes a pretty essential part of the MMO experience in raids. It's like, it looks like a DBM equivalent. It does feel like they're trying to force the DBM into Final Fantasy 14 with add-ons, but this is just not going to work. Like, you will get banned. You will get banned. Right? Maybe not. It seems like a pretty huge risk to take.
Well, if this is just changing the user interface or the view of the person using the add-ons, without streaming, how would Square Enix even know who's using these? Like, if they're not doing anything that directly affects the actual gameplay for themselves and their party members, or like modifies the behavior of the artificial intelligence for the enemies that they're fighting in the raid or whatever, how would Square Enix even be able to tell unless the person outed themselves by saying they were using it or by streaming it like this and showing the evidence that they're using it? Off stream, people could download these tools and use them to get away with clearing content like this, as long as they don't tell anybody about it. Even if only a few people in the party are using it, as long as they don't tell their party members or anyone else that they're doing it, how is anyone gonna know? Unless they're streamers. How are they gonna know? Well, I was about to keep going, but I was just keep the video going, but I was about to say, well, one thing Square Enix can do if they get fed up with this kind of shit and they realize that they have no way of catching people doing this, because it's all just a user interface modification or whatever, or it's all client-side, I guess, and the server can't detect that they're doing this. They might end up start adding like anti-cheat to the PC client. That might end up where this is going, and yeah, people aren't going to be happy about that either. So now I'm starting to see where more of the drama is coming from for this, and why this is causing such a stir.
I got accused of using these things, so I had to stream my game on Discord to my raid team to clear my name. Witch hunting is terrible also. Yeah, that's true. The witch hunting is also pretty bad in PvP, even though there is a lot of cheating in PvP. The witch hunting in PvP is rough as well, because if you're good at PvP, for example, you'll be able to check when...
Oh, I see. So literally somebody's complaining about what I just said a few minutes ago, how some people are just going to be accused of cheating without any proof. They're just going to be accused of it anyway, just from people who are jealous or envious of their accomplishments when they actually worked hard to get to where they are and what they did or whatever. Because of cheaters like this, exposing the fact that you can do this and get away with it, as long as you don't stream it, of course. the fact that you can do this is going to get people to not believe anyone who does it legit, I guess. You know, they're just going to be like, oh no, you know, you're probably just a cheater who's trying to act like you did it without, you know, third-party tools, blah, blah, you know, blah, blah, blah. Witch hunting. That's a great phrase for it, yeah.
The enemy has their LB ready, and you might be able to reasonably guess when they're about to use their LB, and you will know that's a good time to polymorph them or whatever. But an add-on can do that automatically, and sometimes it's hard to tell the difference between a player who's experienced and has quick reflexes and someone who's using the add-on. And a salty person, they might just assume, oh, well, this person only killed me so fast because they were using add-on, right? One of my least favorite parts of WoW game was the expectation to have add-ons up the ass that basically play the game for you. I love actually playing the game aspect in FF14. Honestly, big same. Honestly, big same. And like I was saying a second ago, part of that is part of
He talks a little faster than Zeno, so I'm going to slow it down a little because it took me a minute to register that she said honestly same. She was saying something else.
that is that experience of talking with the other people on your team about the strat. You are explaining things sometimes, and it feels amazing when everything actually clicks and you can reliably understand everything that's going on in the fight and the way that all the different pieces work together, how everybody has their role that they're executing on their own. Like you were learning and you were growing and you were teaching each other together, and that adds so much to that feeling of victory when you finally get past a phase, not even killing the whole boss, but clearing a phase with a group where you're able to do that together. Like that's how you build these bonds with other people. How do you flex if you know the...
This is kind of off topic, but I like what somebody just said in chat. I like going into content blind and figuring it out myself as I go. Well, with FF14, I decided to take that approach because with other single-player games, mind you, in the past, when I was younger, I would actually use strategy guides ahead of time and kind of ruin the whole blind aspect of it. But I don't regret it or anything, and I don't take it back because I was doing it for the story. I always play games for the story, right? But for FF14, because it's an online multiplayer game and there's more to it than just the story, like even the gameplay can be very engaging, and like she said, the cooperation and learning and just doing things together with other people is actually very cool. I decided, you know, and even with most single-player games today, I'm kind of past the phase of trying to look something up ahead of time. I don't want to spoil anything for myself. I'd rather go in blind now. Especially now that I'm recording my reactions and posting them on YouTube to playing certain video games for the first time, like The Quarry last week, and of course Endwalker. So now I go into content blind, but, and I know this is probably just a minority, but I've now seen a shift in the other direction. There was a few times, again, this is a little off topic, but allow me to, there's nowhere else better to say this than now. There were times when I was first going through FF14 and doing all the side content, so like almost 2 years ago now, because I was doing it off stream, right? But I was like going through all the content or whatever. I hadn't even decided to do Twitch streaming just yet. Or I think I'd only done like some Resident Evil. Anyway, so I was just playing the game, seeing if I was even gonna like it. I was going through the story, I was doing some of the side content, trials, raids, and all that stuff. And of course, I went into it blind, having that attitude. I was like, you know what, it's an online multiplayer game, let's just learn from other players, let's see what they do, I'll just follow what they do and do my best. I suffered a lot from information overload, so I still died a lot, because I was tunnel visioning my hotbar way too much back then. I was like 10 times worse than I am now as a player. And as you can see now, I'm still pretty much a filthy casual. But anyway, there was a couple times, at least once in the Stormblood trial, I think it was against Seriu, one of the four lords, and then one of the Eden raids, where I actually... Oh wait, I think it was just the Eden raid one. Well... Yeah, it was just the... No, never mind. It was just the Eden raid one. It was the Eden raid one where somebody was like... Somebody basically kind of mocked me for not looking it up ahead of time. And then I've seen that happen to other people as well. And I've also seen other people who don't go into content blind because they don't want to be made fun of or hold their team back. And they justify it by saying it's old content, so I should probably just look it up even if I spoil it for myself. They're essentially spoiling... They're ruining their own gameplay experience because they don't want to hold other people back, even though they have every right to go into something blind. You're not... The game doesn't tell you it's a requirement for you to look up a guide before you go in here. Like, it's... You know, when someone's new and it's their first time, veteran players should be patient with them and just, you know, either show them the fight or, you know, accept the fact that they're probably going to die a few times and that's it, and don't be mean about it. But there was one time where he wasn't like... This guy wasn't, like, you know, aggressive about it or anything, but, like... So, you know that fight? I think it's the one with the birds. I forget the name of it. The second raid in in the second tier, I believe, for the Eden raids, right? There's that one mechanic where you get a marker put on you it goes along the floor and it slides out to the side of your character and it tells you where it's going to move you. And you get stuck in place and it teleports you to wherever you left that marker. Like whatever direction your character is facing, that marker kind of moves around with you. And then eventually gets locked in place and it'll move your character over like a conveyor belt sort of marker on the floor. And if you obviously set the end point for that marker, if you're standing in the wrong place and it's going off to the side of the platform, you're going to get yeeted off the platform and die. I had no idea what the hell was happening. I'd never seen that before. Again, I went in blind. So I yeeted myself off the platform without realizing what was going to happen. I saw the little conveyor belts, and you see everyone's. So it's overwhelming. You just see all these little conveyor belts as everybody's moving and turning their characters and trying to get into position. You just see like this on the fucking floor. And so obviously I just, I had no idea where mine was, and I was like, what do I do? I was totally confused. I didn't know what the hell was going to happen. And so yeah, mine just went right off the goddamn platform, and eventually, it locked me in, yeeted me off, and I died. And somebody just typed in chat, LOL, he literally killed himself or whatever. And I was like, I didn't know what the hell was going to happen. What did you expect? Like, how was I supposed to know what the fuck was going to happen? It's my first time. I said, it's my first time. I didn't know what was going to happen. And the guy was like, ha ha ha, so that's what you're supposed to read ahead of time or something. Or like, I read the mechanics ahead of time, so that wouldn't happen. I was like, okay, so that's the new meta, is we're not supposed to experience content blind, like, or else you get made fun of or ridiculed. Okay. So you're supposed to spoil things ahead of time for yourself. You're not allowed to go into things blind now. Okay, I guess that's the culture. Yeah, that was my experience. Technically, I wasn't a Sprout anymore. You lose your Sprout status when you get to Shadowbringers if you've been playing the game long enough. Back then, okay, this is before Endwalker came out. But still, I was like, oh, I didn't realize, I thought to myself, I didn't realize you were supposed to read guides ahead of time. I didn't think that was a requirement. I thought you were just able to just go in and not spoil things for yourself, but okay, I see how it is now. Yeah, that happened to me that one time, and then it didn't happen to, it wasn't so direct, the Setiu, trial, but I think somebody mentioned, they low-key made fun of how many times I died during that trial, and because I was playing a Dragoon, somebody made the floor tank joke, and I was just like, it didn't matter what job I played, I don't know the mechanics, this is my first time here. They didn't say a fucking word after that, but still, I was just kind of like, it didn't matter what job I was playing. Animation lock didn't kill me. I wasn't jumping around and getting myself killed that way. It's just because I literally didn't know the mechanics. And I was still a very, very new player. And I had the Sprout icon for that one. So, yeah. So it's like, it makes that culture, again, I know it's a little off topic, but I feel like there was no other place for me to put this little rant. But yeah, it made me think, oh, okay, so FF14's culture is basically, you better read shit ahead of time, otherwise, you're holding everyone back and you're an idiot. You're not allowed to go into something blind. And it frustrated me mostly because, like I said, back when I used to do that, when I was younger, and I did that with at least single-player games, I didn't play a lot on multiplayer games, I was low-key made fun of for doing that. For spoiling things for myself by using a strategy guide to read ahead of what was coming so I knew how to beat it the first time. I was made fun of for that, and now I'm getting made fun of for the opposite. I was like, what the hell, dude? Like, it's like, first, like, I get made fun of for reading ahead, for spoiling shit for myself, so I don't die and can actually beat the game on, like, the first try or something, or increase my probability of that. First I get made fun of for that, now I'm getting made fun of for not doing that. It's like, what the fuck is happening, dude? It's like gaming culture just took a 180. Like, back then it used to be an accomplishment, and it used to be something to be proud of, and something to admire, to not go into something blind and not cheat by reading ahead of time what the hell was going to happen. Now it's the opposite. Now it's like, if you didn't read a guide, go fuck yourself, you're an idiot. Even if you're just doing normal content, that's what I'm getting at, because obviously I'm not talking about savage content, I'm not talking about ultimate raids. Obviously, if you're doing really, really high-end content like that and the strats are already out there, some people might want you to actually look over that stuff before you join their party finder or something. I get that. I understand that. And for people who do want to go in completely blind, they make their own party finder and they put in the title, I'm trying to prog this blind from the very beginning with other people. Come join if you want to do it completely blind without knowing any of the strats. A pug, they call it, right? But for someone who's just, like, doing the regular, normal difficulty content for the story or whatever, who doesn't want to spoil themselves, apparently it's not. You have to read the strategy guide or find a video online that's like a strategy guide to tell you what to do. Otherwise, you're an idiot. Even though like 10, not even 10 years ago, you'd be made fun of for doing exactly that with other games. It's like, oh, okay, cool. But yeah, gaming culture.
How much is
180.
unearned? Do you not feel like an imposter? Yeah, exactly, Zais. Like,
I gotta rewind because I don't know what the hell she was even talking about before I went on that little mini rant.
clicks, and you can reliably understand everything that's going on in the fight and the way that all the different pieces work together, how everybody has their role that they're executing on their own. Like, you were learning and you were growing and you were teaching each other together, and that adds so much to that feeling of victory when you finally get past a phase, not even killing the whole boss.
Okay, yeah, I remember this now. That's why I went on that little rant. Yeah, exactly.
But clearing a phase with a group where you're able to do that together, like, that's how you build these bonds with other people. How do you flex if you know the accomplishment is unearned? Do you not feel like an imposter? Yeah, exactly, Zais. Like, I know that we do need QOL add-ons in Final Fantasy XIV. We do. Even YoshiP acknowledged that. YoshiP acknowledged, yeah, I'm gonna look at some of the QOL add-ons that y'all really want, and we're gonna try to implement that stuff into the game. But that is far and away, far light years away from this kind of shit, and everybody knows it. A lot of times, though, people that use this kind of shit try to act like there isn't a big difference between QOL and absolute cheating, and they pretend like it's all the same so that they feel like they can get away with it.
And I won't rant too much here, I'll let it keep going, but I did want to say really quick, this also kind of brings up a little bit of a discussion about accessibility options too, though. Because what happens, like, semantics and just in general how we all interpret things differently? What happens when people start saying, oh, well, this is just accessibility? And you're being ableist and discriminating against people who are not capable of the same things as other players by not allowing them to using add-ons like this or not implementing things like this into the game itself. That makes the fight brain dead easy or whatever. Poor choice of words there considering the topic I just brought up, but you understand what I mean. I do wonder if that's also going to become a thing. You know? Like, if people are going to be like, oh, but this is accessibility. I need it because my reflexes are too slow, and if you don't allow me to do this, I'm being discriminated. And then what if everybody starts using that excuse or an excuse just like it, where you can't even really have proof if they're lying or not, because they're talking about something that may or may not be wrong with them inside their head or in the nervous system or whatever, something you can't prove, and then they can just get away with doing stuff like this, and if not, then I'm going to sue you for, being ableist or whatever. I'm worried that this might go down that slippery slope. It's like, and the most ridiculous extreme of that will be like, if I can't beat the game by just pushing one button and then watching the game play itself the rest of the way, you're being ableist. I want to play this game like it's a movie. I just want to hit play and let it go. It's like, and if you don't allow me to do that, you're being ableist. It could go down that road. And again, that is not to like, what's the word here? To downplay legitimate actual handicaps that people have, whether it's missing limbs or anything like that. There's some people who do want to enjoy the same games as everybody else, but they can't because they have some kind of disability, right? This is not to trivialize that. I'm just saying some people might, just so they can get away with cheating, start doing that. They might actually start fucking trivializing and trying to blur the lines between cheating and accessibility options, which is for legitimately disabled people, just so they can get away with cheating. And that's going to be a very dark road. That's going to be a very, very dark path if that starts happening with video games or anything else. Yeah.
But I really do think that this is damaging to the game. It will damage the game. It will damage the integrity of the game. I think that in World of Warcraft, in the beginning, probably, it might have been hard to predict just the extent to which add-ons would someday be able to, like, do work for players. Like, to automate a lot of thought processes for you. And nowadays we hear that about in World of Warcraft all the time, about how encounters being literally designed around add-ons. And I feel like YoshiP is never gonna let it get to that point in Final Fantasy XIV. But, like, having seen that and having been through that with WoW, I kind of have a bad taste in my mouth from it. And I want encounters to challenge me and my ability to think on my feet. Because that's why I'm playing the game. I don't need the game to challenge an add-on I downloaded. I need it to be between the devs and me. Like, in general, Final Fantasy 14 is very good at that. I'm happy with Savage difficulty. I think it's at a good level. I'm happy with Ultimate difficulty. I think it's also at a good level. Extreme difficulty, like this is something Final Fantasy 14 devs are good at doing, is figuring out what's a comfortable level for this type of content, this tier of content for players. And add-ons getting in the way, or add-ons becoming, I don't even want to say normalized, because I feel like as a player base, most of us understand we don't want this shit, and I don't think it's gonna become normalized, but it's still something that worries me. If they do nothing about it, you know, it is the challenge of learning. That is the fun, that is the mastery, the feeling of mastery over your job and how your job rotation fits into the encounter. That is the reward. That's part of the reward. Journey before destination. Life before death. Strength before weakness. This is why I personally don't want a one-button combo. It trivializes it too much. For me, what's the point of a combo? It's always the same. I feel like with the one-button combo, like, I don't feel like there's a huge gulf of difference between pressing 1, 2, 3 on 3 separate buttons and pressing it all on one button, but it is a difference. And I feel like on Warrior, if I didn't have it all on, if they put my combo on one button, I'm gonna have literally 2 fucking buttons to press. I already have, like, what, 4 buttons? What, I'm gonna squeeze it down to 2? Why? I can handle pressing more than like 4 buttons. It's so funny to me because a lot of these same people, they're like, I want one-button combos. They're also like, y'all, why are you reducing button bloat? Why are you removing skills? Don't remove skills. Liz actually handled this concept pretty well a few times by breaking some.
I haven't seen any live letters or anything. Is she getting at the fact that they actually said they're going to do that now? Because people have been asking for that for a while. The one-button combo, like putting all your basic 3-button combo rotation that most job classes have onto one button, just like it is in PvP, because it's already like that for PvP anyway. For a lot of classes, I'm guessing they're going to finally do that for PvE. I actually wouldn't mind, and I also think I would find it a lot nicer to do that, and then just only have to use other buttons for off global cooldowns or whatever. I actually think that would be pretty nice too. But that's just me. I can see how other people would see the game less challenging and not like it too much if they did that. Yeah. I would prefer less button bloat though, so I wouldn't mind having my 1, 2, 3 combo all in one button. However, they might still have to keep the option. Like, why don't they just do the best of both worlds? Like, people who want to opt in for having it on one button should be able to do that, and people who don't. And not because, you know, let me just explain why I'm saying that, actually. It's easier that way. There might be times for either roleplay purposes or just because you want to look at a specific skill without going to the entire combo. You just want to see the animation. Like when I showed the Gunbreaker animation being identical to, or very, very similar, extremely similar to some of the Keyblade attack animations from Kingdom Hearts. I was using, what was the name of the last attack in the Gunbreaker combo? Keenade's is the first one, right? Keenade's and something else, and then whatever the last one is, I forgot. Because I haven't played Gunbreaker in a while. It uses the same animation as Ars Arcanum from the first game. Or at least the finishing part of that skill, Ars Arcanum, that Sora uses in the first Kingdom Hearts game. It uses the same exact animation, right? And I wanted to show that, but I wouldn't have been able to show that without going to the entire combo if it's all on one button forcefully. So they still have to keep the option to be able to use the 3 skills in the combo separately as well. But yeah, that's a totally different thing altogether, though, really. Like, that really has nothing to do with what most people are concerned about, which is the fact that, you know, they would take away the challenge of the game and yada yada. I wouldn't mind it, though. As long as you still have the option to do it the other way, if you really want to have more button bloat and feel more challenged that way, then I don't see the harm in it. If people like me want to opt in for just having it on one button, I think we should have that choice. But I don't know if that's something the devs are actually talking about, or if that's just something that the community is talking about right now.
Add-ons that trivialize.
Because I haven't seen any of the live letters recently, so I don't know what's going on.
Mechanics. Yes, I did hear about that Dungeon 47. That's a very good point. I think that even they have a line that they say add-ons cannot cross. I think it was the add-on that showed on the ground where the AoEs would be. Like this one. It was something like this. It put the visual indicator on the ground. I think they said, no, that's not okay. That crosses the line for us. You said Wildstar was the best. I actually remember there was a thread about this on the forums a while back, where there was somebody who did a lot of modding, I think for WildStar, that said that they did not think that a solution to this would be Final Fantasy 14 adding their own add-on API to the game. I bet I can find it. So, originally, all of WildStar's own UI was written using the add-on system. The goal was that if Carbine could do it with the game UI, we should be able to do it as modders. But one person came up with a way to use the in-game mailbox API to have a mod which quietly stole little bits of your money at a time if it saw the mod author nearby and thus knew he was online. It would open a mail and put a little bit of your money into the mail. It says he was online. A matching mod on his side would open the mail, take the money, and delete the note. So this proved the way the mail was handled in-game needed to be changed, and some of the functionality needed to be moved into places that wasn't accessible via add-ons. So this was all stuff that's the reason why they tried to think of the most malicious mods possible, so that that could all be fixed, and they could put some of this good functionality that shouldn't be touchable by add-ons into places that add-ons couldn't touch it, so that would be safe for the players to use. There was a mod demonstrating how you could modify the minimap and UI to cheat at PvP, and that needed a not small change in how network replication of objects was handled. So, all this to say that with all that effort, they were able to launch the comprehensive modding API that had been battle tested and corrected a lot of potential loopholes that could have empowered cheating. They were able to do that because they had a ton of time before the game was released. So the necessary changes could be made. While I would love it if Square Enix had an add-on system for FF14, I would love it, but if they released an add-on system, I expect that roughly 45 minutes after I got my hands on it, I'd have the loot window modified to add a pass all or greet all button. Honestly, at this point in the game's lifecycle, I firmly believe that would be an immense mistake. Without the option to easily rework the necessary chunks of the game, any official add-on API would either have to be extremely limited, and thus disappointing, or run the risk of introducing the same sort of massive, but not immediately obvious loopholes we spent time finding and plugging in WildStar. So now, this post made me think about this argument in a completely different way. Because before I heard this perspective, I used to say, yeah, the clear answer to this is putting the mod API into the game so players can just make all of their own mods. But that all needs to be considered and tested as part of the game's DNA, so that malicious mods will not be created, or that the API won't be so limited that it just sucks to do anything. There's barely anything you can do with it, you know, which would...
Pardon the interrupt. My man over here standing up for me over here in the chat. I don't know what he's responding to, but he just says, that's honestly my biggest issue with all the mod stuff. Someone asks, what about console players? We'd be left out, yeah. If mods suddenly became okay. And there's a bunch of PC players who just go, what about them? Who cares? They're a minority. And it's true, yeah. Console players like me are a minority, and usually that is the way it goes in MMOs. And that would happen, yeah. Console players would be left behind. And I think that's another big reason that Square Enix will never probably say, but another big reason why Square Enix will never allow mods, because as small as the player base for console is for this game, it's still there. And they know they're going to be condoning the discrimination of that player base if they suddenly say it's okay for, you know, people who can use mods, PC players, to go ahead and use them. So they're never going to say yes to that, yeah.
That's the most likely scenario, considering Final Fantasy XIV's spaghetti code. Like, I doubt that there is much that, without a rework of the the system, that they would allow that they would be able to allow an official API to...
I've heard her say this a few times before, spaghetti code. I'm guessing FF14 is not very complex. Its programming and stuff is very simple and easy to hack, is what they're getting at when they say it's spaghetti code. I'm not sure, though.
Give players access to modify however they want, right? So that's why I think this is not the solution.
Yeah, because I think I saw a video where she actually laughed at a post that Square Enix posted saying it was like impossible for people to make private servers of FF14 because the coding is very complex and they use very, very complex state-of-the-art systems, and it's just like there's no way anybody can replicate that or whatever. And she was like laughing about it, saying, "Yeah, no one can replicate our spaghetti code or something." I couldn't tell if she was joking or not, though, or if she was being sarcastic, but maybe not. Maybe FF14's coding is spaghetti. I don't know.
Even though I wish it was. But it makes sense that it's not. So what is another solution to these problems? Well, another solution is
I think I have my answer right here in the chat. Somebody says their system was built not expecting a third party to access their code. Pretty much your house, this is their analogy, and this kind of makes me understand it if it's true. Pretty much your house having a locked door, but everything inside of it being completely passwordless and open. If you open the window, anything you can reach is free game. Oh, I see. Holy shit, that is a problem. So if they open the window, aka they add a modding API to the game, build it into the game, people will find ways to just break the hell out of the game and cheat and steal things from other players like they did in WildStar, I guess. I've never heard of WildStar. But based on what this person here posted in the forums here, people would just find a way to cheat. Like, maybe that's what they mean by spaghetti code, is what I was saying, is that once you're in, it's super easy to just modify everything to your heart's content and get away with anything if you wanted to. If you wanted to and could actually get away from being detected by it, of course. But yeah, I think they're trying to say the code for FF14 is not complex enough to deter hackers from getting away with all kinds of shit if you suddenly allow people to start modding by giving them an API.
no. I wish it was. I wish it was, but it makes sense that it's not. So what is another solution to these problems? Well, another solution is also not a good one, which is the Epic Easy anti-cheat, which I think nobody wants. Like, nobody wants that.
The days are coming, folks. Videos like this keep popping up and people making a stir about it, and Square Enix noticing how much of a big deal it's becoming, and they're gonna do it. It's gonna happen. I can see it. Eventually, they're gonna add anti-cheat to the game. God, I remember what that looked like in MapleStory. It didn't even work either. But like, whenever you would launch the game, on the bottom right of your PC's monitor would just be like, so and so anti-cheat, and then sometimes it would detect a program that wasn't even for cheating, and it would be like, oh, you can't launch MapleStory.
Nobody wants that. But I worry that if more and more people get more and more brazen with this kind of shit,
Sturb, you hit your twister.
they might feel like we force their hand. They might feel like they have to take more drastic measures, which would be horrific and terrible for many reasons. The Epic Easy Anti-Cheat is a resource hog. I know it would take dev time away from us actually getting content. They would have to spend time and money, resources, to dedicate to putting this shit in the game that nobody wants. Nobody wants it, but if this keeps going, it's gonna happen. Yeah, Forrest Swamp, you said Yoshi has every right to do it now. If he did it, we'd be pissed, but we wouldn't be surprised. We'd say, wow, really wish he didn't feel like he had to do that. It feels like it's this thing on the horizon that we've seen coming for a long time, and we're just begging people to play the damn game that you paid for. Literally, just, it's wild to me that, like, you went through all this effort to unlock Dragon Song Ultimate, to get a Dragon Song Ultimate static. You have the time, you have people that are all willing to meet together at certain times to play the game, and you have this opportunity to experience this content. You have the schedule going, you've got the group, you've got the gear, you've got the unlocks, and what are you gonna fucking do? Let an add-on play the game for you that you bought, and you did all this arranging for, all this organization for. You're just gonna let it take the wheel and make all those little decisions for you. And no, obviously, it's not something that's gonna make you a god gamer, because they still died. It still died. But it removes so much.
Yeah, they still died, which is obviously a fucking...
from the experience. I do not understand how you can enjoy letting the game take so much out of your experience. Even then, you died. Imagine cheating and still losing. I think it's almost natural for people to see the allure of the prize and think that that is the goal. That the destination is the goal. That if they get the shiny reward, whatever it is.
What do I always say, guys? It's never about the destination, it's always about the journey. I knew it. There it is. And that is 100% true. I never thought about it until she said that just now. I never thought that that would also apply to this, but that's also actually very true. It's not even about just clearing the damn ultimate raid or savage content or whatever. It's supposed to be about the journey, the experience of actually going through it and learning it with your friends and getting through it together. Yeah. That's why when she said that, I was like, oh shit, she's about to say it. The thing I always say. See, because I always say that in the context of going through the story of the game. But I never thought about the fact that it could also, yeah, it could also be applied for progging something difficult like an extreme trial or a savage or ultimate.
Mount, the shiny prize. Then the faster that they can get to it, the more they can streamline their way to it, the more they can just focus in on getting that thing and forget everything else, put their blinders on and everything else, then the better that they will feel. But it's a trap. I'll be honest, these guys aren't the problem. Who cares if this guy gets the clear while cheating? He's irrelevant. In my opinion, it's a promotion of these tools through tweets and streams that's the problem. And also thinking that the world racers could be using this behind closed doors, making the race completely unfair. So you
That's true. And if, yeah, since the race is unofficial, nobody's obligated to stream their progress, so you could never tell. You'd never be able to tell if somebody who was a world first and didn't stream it wasn't using third-party add-ons like this that just made them breeze right through the fight. You would have no way of knowing. So yeah, this goes back to what we were saying just several minutes ago. It's just going to ruin the sense of achievement and accomplishment for even legitimate players because they'll just be accused of cheating and no one will believe that they actually did it legit, even if they did. And then legitimate players are going to have to feel obligated to stream, even if they don't want to, just to prove their innocence. They're going to have to stream their progression when something new comes out so that they can prove to people that they actually cleared it, you know, blind or whatever, or you know, legitimately. They're gonna have to show their prog, even if they don't want to, even if they feel like they just want to fucking play the damn game and not feel obligated to stream. They're gonna feel like they're obligated to stream just to prove their fucking innocence when everybody starts just accusing everybody of cheating because of seeing shit like this. And it's just ruining it for everyone, literally.
I think that the solution would be to do more public bannings of people. Like, they need to ban more people that are brazenly showing it off on streams and on social media, that if they see anybody doing that shit, they catch wind of anybody doing that shit, they should ban those people to make an example out of them and to, like, make it more clear that they are not looking the other way, that they are paying attention.
Holy shit, Zepla's going down the dark Sith Lord path. She's like, they need to be made an example of. It's like, put these people in the town square and let people throw rocks at them. Like, make an example of these people. She's going down the dark path now. The thing is, with things happening like this, more and more, you know, of the public, of the general population of actual, like, legit players are gonna start supporting this kind of thing. Like, mob rule will take effect. And, like, extreme public shaming is gonna become a thing. And they are going to start probably encouraging Square Enix. Who knows if Square Enix will ever do that? They might be like, no, that's not a good idea. We don't want to, like, create a toxic player base that just wants to make examples out of people and you know, shame them publicly. But they might see it her way and actually be like, yeah, actually that would be a good idea to make it, you know, to do it that way as a deterrent. But who knows? I just found it funny that she's just like, we need to make an example out of them. Square Enix needs to make an example out of them. I was like, oh shit. She's going down the dark evil Zepla path.
I think it's probably the most rational solution to the problem. I think it's the most rational way to deal with it. Do you think a book begins just to finish? Do you think a song opens with a beautiful chord just for it to end? You don't read the book to finish it. You read the book to have the excitement, to get the emotions from it, to have the experience of it. You don't...
Wow, that's a beautiful way of putting it. She's not done though, let's see.
You don't do the raid just to get the loot. You do the raid to rage and cry and complain and look at PowerPoint presentations.
And then when things don't go your way, you look at your party members and
You suck!
you say that and then they kick you.
Sweat and come back night after night and you still don't understand what to do next. It's about getting to that next phase and you have absolutely no fucking idea how to handle it. And you need to have that moment.
Somebody in chat was like, I skip all cutscenes. I don't think they were kidding either.
Where you're like, you know what? I'm too dumb to clear this fight. I think that I'm gonna have to get kicked out of my group because I'm literally too dumb to figure out the strat. I'm gonna have to leave. I'm gonna screw this up to the point that they will kick me. You need to have that moment. And then somehow, you see it a few more times, and you're like, well, maybe I can trick everybody into thinking I know what I'm doing. And before you know it, you do know what you're doing. You do know what you're doing. You learned.
Well, fake it till you make it then. I gotcha.
You learned. You see your Nisi debuff, and it doesn't look like a bunch of hieroglyphs or anything. You know what it means. You know where to go. You know who your partner is. You know where to stand. You know exactly what cooldowns to use now because you know what's coming. And add-on can't give you that. Mods can't give you that. Respect stillness. How can you respect stillness? If it's the mod doing all that respect. You can't appreciate that meme. You don't even know what that means. You wouldn't even know what that shit means if you had a mod telling you, stop moving. You wouldn't even know. That's so lame. It's like, imagine you get in your car and you drive straight to Walmart and you get out of the car.
Yes, just so.
And you get the thing that you
That alert was perfect timing. Holy shit. That was not even planned. I know it wasn't, but holy shit.
to Walmart and you get out of the car.
Yes, just so.
And you get the thing that you wanted at Walmart. That's the end of that story. Was that a good story? No. That story was boring. That was shit. You're not gonna call somebody and say, hey, you're not gonna believe what happened to me today. I got in my car and I drove straight to Walmart and then I got out and I got what I needed. And they're gonna be like, why the fuck are you telling me this? I don't care.
That's evil. I saw somebody in the chat be like, I'm gonna clip this all out of context and title it Zepla Talks About Rich's Ultimate Clear. That's good. Wow. So yeah, I guess that was, now I'm caught up. That's what was happening, huh? Holy shit. I didn't think I'd have much to say on this topic, and yet I did. I actually paused the video a few times, both videos a few times, just to say some shit. Wow. Some of it was off topic, but yeah, like, damn. That's crazy. Drakengard 3? Oh yeah, that's the predecessor to Nier, right? Like, sort of the same storyline, but it's like like Nier was a spin-off to that series, right? It branches off like one of the endings from another game. Anyway, I just saw the Boba thumbnail and was like, what's this? Then I saw the name Drakengard. But yeah, so, okay, so that's what's been happening. Shit. I can probably guess what Twitter and Reddit was like when all this was happening, yeah. People just yelling at each other. Mod should be allowed, mod should not be allowed. Just, yeah. Damn. Alright, well, now I know what's been happening. That's a thing then. I guess, still have a little bit of time, so let's play the game for a bit, shall we? I got some bonus dungeons to do. I think I pretty much said everything I wanted to say during the video, so we'll just leave it at that.